What is hydraulic assist steering and why does your Jeep need it? I'm going to cover all that and more in this week's video. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with the basics. A hydraulic assist steering system is one that incorporates a hydraulic cylinder into the steering system. The cylinder is there to assist the mechanical steering linkage of the vehicle, meaning that a traditional steering gearbox, drag link, and tie rod remain in place. This cylinder is what will allow you to easily turn oversized tires off-road, even at low air pressure and when the front differential is locked. Now the big question for many is, do you actually need a hydraulic assist steering system? Generally speaking, once you move above or to a 37-inch tall tire, a hydraulic assist steering system is a smart investment. Is it absolutely needed for every vehicle? No. However, if you plan on doing technical off-road driving where you may end up with both differentials locked and the air pressure dropped into the single digits, then this steering upgrade is an absolute must. If you do feel like you are ready to move up to a cylinder assist steering system, I recommend checking out PSC Motorsports. PSC offers vehicle-specific steering systems, which takes the guesswork out of what otherwise would be a fairly complex upgrade. To get an idea of the work that goes into upgrading your Jeep steering with a cylinder assist kit, I stopped by Low Range 4x4 here in Wilmington, North Carolina. There, Jackson Carter's 2005 Jeep Wrangler TJ was getting a full system from PSC installed. You may recognize this Jeep from previous videos on the channel. Recently, Jackson made the move up to a 40-inch tall Nitto Trail Grappler, which was no issue for his 1-ton running gear, but was too much load for the factory steering system. This cylinder assist comes with PSC's XD series gearbox, which is a tremendous upgrade over the notoriously weak ZF series gearbox that comes standard on all 2003 to 2006 TJs. Like most PSC kits, this upgrade uses an engine-driven pump, which is designed to handle the fluid demands of a hydraulic assist steering system. Since the PSC kit replaces all of the original power steering parts, the first leg of the job was to remove everything including the original belt, pump, and steering gearbox. With the old parts out of the way, Low Range owner and Jackson's father, Kelly Carter, started the upgrade by doing a little trimming and prepping for the cooler. PSC provides a TJ-specific bracket for this generation Wrangler that has an inline finned cooler. Keeping the steering fluid cool is critical for pump longevity and to ensure you don't have overheating on the trail. With the cooler placement complete, attention was turned to the fluid reservoir. Again, this mount is TJ specific and attaches to the brake master cylinder. Two things that are always important to keep in mind with these systems is that the pump is gravity fed, so it's important to have the fluid reservoir above it and as close to it as possible, being mindful of heat as well. Once that is complete, you are ready to install the steering gearbox. What makes this gearbox so unique is that it has 2 additional ports for the cylinder to tap into. With the gearbox in place, you can start eyeing where you want to mount your cylinder. In applications with stock axles, PSC gives you the option of a bolt-on or weld-on mount. Since this TJ had a custom high pinion 60 from East Coast Gear Supply, the weld-on tabs were ordered. Getting the cylinder in the correct spot when you have a mixture of custom parts can require additional adjustments. In this case, a new drag link was needed to clear the cylinder as the axle cycled. Once the new bar and mounts were painted, the cylinder could be mounted and the lines attached. With everything attached, the system simply needed to be bled, steering stops adjusted, and a few parts under the hood had to be relocated thanks to the Moto-Built Highline flares. After a quick alignment and test drive, Jackson wanted to give his new steering a true workout, so he hit the road to Uwharrie National Forest to test the kit out on the trail. From the outside looking in, the Jeep looked easy enough to drive, and speaking with Jackson, he confirmed that as well. The real test for this kit wouldn't be the highway, however. It would be when the tires got down to single digits and his front locker was engaged. As you see in the video, his Jeep works fantastic on the trail, and I wish I had his off-road skill set at 17 years old. The hydraulic assist absolutely gave him the maneuverability that he needed, and equally impressive was that we went straight from driving 3.5 hours to directly on the trail. So the steering system didn't get a lot of time to cool down, but he never had an issue with it overheating, and we wheeled until the sun was gone. If there ever was a party trick to show people why hydraulic assist is so impactful, this is it. So TJ 40s trail grapplers, that's only 8 PSI in the tire. And Mr. Jackson, show them how easy it is to turn a 40 with one finger. Pretty incredible. Makes such a difference having hydraulic assist. Makes this thing drive better on road and off. But while moving to a hydraulic assist steering system is primarily a benefit for off-road driving, I do think it's worth talking about the benefits for on-road. Now, a lot of how your steering is going to be impacted and how it really will feel isn't just going to come down to you now have a hydraulic assist steering system. How your suspension is configured, the back spacing of the wheel, the type of the tire, the size of the tire, all of that makes a pretty significant difference. Now, what I will tell you from my experience with hydraulic assist steering systems on Ford Super Duties and solid axle Chevys and Jeeps is that it typically makes the steering a lot tighter. And that doesn't mean that it's heavy. What I'm saying is when you're driving down the road, you kind of lose all of that dead spot in the steering. Everything is very tight, and so whenever you make corrections, it's going to correct quickly. There's not going to be this big lag. Now, if you have a JL or a Gladiator, you're really going to appreciate that because the steering systems on those vehicles are very loose from the factory. Now, if you're not used to having something that is, I don't want to call it sensitive, but very responsive, it will take a little to get used to. It's not a steering stabilizer. Steering stabilizers often just cover up imperfections in the steering and mask other little problems. I'm not saying that they're worthless. I'm just saying that this isn't a steering stabilizer on steroids. It's something much different than that and much more effective for your steering. Now, as I'm driving down the road right now, I'm driving my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. It has a hydraulic assist steering system on it from PSC Motorsports. I've had this system for, I guess, about 3 years now. And I will tell you that it completely changed the driving dynamic of this Jeep for the better. These Gladiators are known for having kind of that weird dead spot as you're kind of, the steering wheel is straight up, and this took all of that out entirely, and it drives great. Now, I have driven this Jeep literally cross country multiple times. I've never had an issue with driving this thing on road. I feel like I could confidently hand the keys to this Jeep to anybody and it drives perfectly fine. Keeping in mind, I'm on a 40-inch tall Nitto trail grappler that's about 65% tread, completely unbalanced. I've never balanced this tire since I've done the Jeep, and it still drives fantastic down the road. Well, hopefully you found this video helpful and informative. If you do have any questions, just drop them right in the comments. If you want to see some stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes, you can check me out on all social media at Ollie Mansour Editor. Our goal with all of these videos is to educate, entertain, and inform on all things automotive. So if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the Driving Line channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you on the trail. Take care.